Tonight we report on a new fish hatchery built in Canada for the Grant PUD, and Sheriff Tom Jones catches a suspected car thief. What's happening in sports, Bob?
Big Bend Volleyball has a strong showing at the Everett Crossover Tournament, and the Central Washington Wildcats drop a thriller on the gridiron at Western Oregon. Let's take a glance at our Weather Center forecast.
A big ocean storm just off the coast will continue to pinwheel a lot of cloudiness and rain through our states. I will let you know the impact it will have on the Columbia Basin in a minute.
I'm Alan Troop, and we have all this and much more on I-Fiber One News.
From the I-Fiber One HD studio here in the heart of the Columbia Basin, this is I-Fiber One News, your #1 source for local news, sports headlines, and our very own Weather Center forecast covering the entire Columbia Basin. This is I-Fiber One News, and it starts now.
Construction on a $10.5 million hatchery for the Grant County PUD in Canada is complete. The utility began building the Penticton, British Columbia hatchery more than a year ago as part of an agreement between the PUD and the Okanagan Nation Alliance. The PUD paid 55% of the construction costs and is paying 66% of its operation and maintenance costs. Grant PUD is paying the costs in exchange for producing up to 1.1 million sockeye fry. The utility is required to release the fish annually. The PUD is required to produce the sockeye because of a 2006 settlement agreement between government agencies, tribal representatives, and the utility. The agreement requires the utility to mitigate for impacts to sockeye salmon as a result of operation of Priest Rapids and Wanapum dams. A new retail store opened in Soap Lake and offers a large number of items at reasonable prices. Reporter Jeff Chu has the story.
It's a new little store with a lot of everything. Bucking up at 322 East Main Avenue is Soap Lake's newest business. On her first outing as a business owner, Rhonda Lee says the dollar store fills a void in Soap Lake for simple household items.
I thought, well, this would be a good idea for people who want to shop locally and have it convenient and have a little bit of everything for everybody.
Lee said she's working to stock items that people need and can't get elsewhere in Soap Lake.
Just the standard items you need every day: toilet paper, paper towels, cleaning supplies. And then to make it a little bit more fun, we threw in the jewelry and the party goods, balloons.
Lee said the store will put on a grand opening at noon Saturday with food, live music, and other specials. The store is open from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Saturday and noon to 4 on Sundays. I'm Jeff Chu for I-Fiber One News.
2 teenagers are facing adult charges for reportedly stealing 6 guns, ammo, and other items from a home in George. Prosecutors charged Colton Smith and Salvador Solorzano Torres, both 17 years old, in Grant County Superior Court with burglary, theft of a firearm, and trafficking in stolen property. Smith and Torres reportedly broke into a woman's home in the 100 block of East Montmorency Boulevard by reaching through a dog door and unlocking the back door. The boys reportedly stole 2 rifles, a shotgun, and 3 pistols, along with ammo, binoculars, and a camera. The victim named Smith, who lives next door, as a possible suspect. A deputy later found Smith near an SUV, allegedly trying to cover a rifle with a piece of plastic. Smith reportedly told deputies they decided to burglarize the house because he needed some money and said he was the lookout while Torres stole the items. An 18-year-old Moses Lake woman allegedly stole a car Monday morning and led police on a pursuit in Moses Lake. Grant County Sheriff Tom Jones reportedly spotted Brittany Strong driving a stolen Chrysler 300 at about 6:30 a.m. The car was reported stolen from the 4800 block of Airway Drive about 15 minutes before Jones spotted it. Strong reportedly fled and eventually struck a curb, causing the right front tire to go flat. A few minutes later, Strong lost control of the car and collided with a fire hydrant at the intersection of Mather Drive and Larson Boulevard. Strong was arrested for theft of a motor vehicle, possession of a stolen vehicle, and attempting to elude a pursuing police vehicle. Now we take a look at people being sought by law enforcement.
This is Sheriff Tom Jones with the Grant County Sheriff's Office. Each of the people you see here have a warrant for their arrest. If you see any of these people, we ask you do not attempt to detain or apprehend them, but call us at 509-762-1160 or send us an email at crimetips@co.grant.wa.us. If the person is presenting a danger, call 911. With your help, we can bring these people to justice and make our community safer.
We'll be back right after this.
Well, one thing I knew from being a patient myself was that a dental office is a scary place to come to. And so we wanted everything possible to make sure that our office is a comfortable place for our patients to visit. The patients that I have, my clients, have made me a part of this community, and we want to give back in every way possible.
Game time.
Papa's in the house.
Wow, what's all this?
I'm all about stats. For instance, have I got some numbers for you? Papa John's, a leader in online ordering.
You bet, Jim.
You were the first pizza company to offer it nationwide. What's the secret?
Jim, it's the pizza.
To celebrate our online leadership, get Papa John's new double pepperoni and bacon pizza for just $12.
Better ingredients
Better pizza.
and a better way to get it, papajohns.com.
Hi folks, good to be with you once again. I'm meteorologist Miguel Montoya from the One News Weather Center. Your weather forecast is being brought to you by your Bud Clary Toyota dealer. Toyota, let's go places. These are the headlines making news along the Columbia Basin. Today was the first full day of fall, and it definitely looked and felt the part, and it will continue to feel like fall over the next couple of days as we keep rain in our forecast and cooler than normal temperatures, especially your daytime highs. We might be able to catch a break by the time the weekend rolls around, or at least parts of the weekend. Daytime highs were near normal this afternoon. Those overnight lows were above normal, and that mainly due to the fact that we will continue to feel the influence of all this Pacific air coming into the northwestern U.S. out ahead of that storm system, which will also continue to bring us plenty of clouds and rain. Temperatures were near normal this afternoon here in Moses Lake. Temperatures still in the 70s with gray skies overhead. We do have a few passing showers here and there. Our best bet for a steady rain will be between tomorrow afternoon and night into Thursday. For tonight into tomorrow, your best bet for a steady rain will be along coastal communities with that large ocean storm spinning just off the coastline. Gale warnings in effect along our coast, and even small craft advisories along the Puget Sound. So once again, between tonight and tomorrow, a steady rain along coastal areas into the Cascades. 2 to 4 inches worth of rain along those areas. Locally along the Columbia Basin, we might be able to manage up to 1/4 of an inch of rain, or at least according to the latest computer models. We begin to dry things out as we head into Thursday night and Friday. However, this upper level feature will then dive, or at least a part of that energy, down towards the Great Basin, and that may increase the threat of shower activity along our area by the time Sunday rolls around. So we will keep the threat of shower activity in our forecast in the long term as well. A very unsettled weather pattern setting up along the northwestern U.S. 60s to maybe low 70s along coastal areas on Wednesday afternoon. 60s and 70s along the rest of our state as well. So a definite cool down with respect to the last several days. Here are your daytime highs along the Columbia Basin on Wednesday afternoon, pretty much 60s to maybe near 70. Fairly cloudy skies with rain, especially during the second part of the day, extending into Thursday. A brief break from the action on Friday and Saturday to kick off the weekend, and then we could get back into a soggy weather pattern for Sunday and Monday before drying out on Tuesday and Wednesday. Your forecast was brought to you by your Bud Clary Toyota dealer. Toyota, let's go places. We'll be right back with sports.
There's something new and exciting happening right now at your nearest Toyota dealer. It's the arrival of the all-new 2014 Corolla, now featuring a new stylish exterior, plus a premium interior loaded with technology, including Toyota's N-Tune multimedia system with navigation. Corolla has definitely evolved. The best part is, right now you could take advantage of special introductory savings. The new 2014 Corolla, available at any of your Inland Empire Toyota dealers today. Toyota, let's go places.
Searching for that perfect place to settle down? Whether you're looking for an elegant single-story, spacious two-story, or a custom home on acreage, Aho Construction can aid your decision with a streamlined production process that saves time, money, and natural resources. Compare us to other builders and see for yourself what advantages you can get by choosing an Aho home. Our philosophy is that we do things right the first time around. Start planning your dream house today with Aho Construction. Call 509-766-1366.
Big Bend Volleyball had a solid outing at the Everett Crossover Tournament over the weekend. The Lady Vikings went 3-1 in pool play, beating Centralia and Everett and dropping their last match to number 1 ranked Blue Mountain. Big Bend lost its opening match in tournament play to Everett and was bounced down to the consolation bracket. The Lady Vikings then reeled off wins over Grays Harbor and Whatcom and found themselves in a semifinal rematch with Everett. The Lady Trojans took the contest in 2 sets, 25-23 and 25-21. Big Bend is back on the court Wednesday in Walla Walla for a match with the Warriors. The Central Washington Wildcats came up on the short end of a 36-34 score at Western Oregon Saturday. It was a wild ball game that wasn't decided until Jesse Correa split the uprights from 36 yards out with 2 minutes to play. The Wildcats trailed the entire contest until a 54-yard pick six by DeAndre Baines put Central up 34-33 with 3 minutes to go. Wildcat quarterback Jake Nelson broke last week's record-setting performance, throwing for a new career-high 303 yards and 2 touchdowns. Central looks for a bounce-back win when the team takes on Simon Fraser in the inaugural Battle of the Border game at Pop Keeney Stadium in Bothell. Well, the Mariners sure don't look like a team involved in a pennant race after suffering an embarrassing 14-4 loss to the Blue Jays last night. Jose Bautista homered and reached base 4 times. J.A. Happ won for the first time in 4 outings, and Toronto dealt a huge blow to the M's wildcard hopes. James Paxton gave up a career-high 9 runs, walked a career-high 6, and matched a career high by giving up 7 hits in 2 2/3 innings. It was his shortest career start. The Mariners blew a perfect opportunity to draw closer to the second AL wildcard spot as the Royals dropped their makeup game with the Indians. Seattle is 2 games back of Oakland and Kansas City with 6 games to go in the regular season. Mariners rookie left-hander Roenis Elias has been shut down for the remainder of the season with a sore elbow. Elias went 10-12 with a 3.0 ERA in 29 starts. An MIR yesterday revealed a strained flexor bundle. Major League Soccer will take a week off in the middle of its playoffs during the FIFA fixture period for international matches. MLS said today its playoffs will start with a conference knockout game October the 29th. The first legs of the semi-conference finals will be held November 1st and 2nd. The second legs of the home-and-home total goal series will be played November 8 and 9. The league will then take off as many players report to national teams. The first legs of the conference semifinals will be played November 22nd and 23rd, and the second legs November 29th and 30th. The MLS final is December the 7th. We'll be right back after this.
Are you looking to improve your or your child's smile? At Casciati Orthodontics, we make it our mission to make braces more affordable and fun. Our business has proudly served the Columbia Basin for over 20 years, and our new conveniently located state-of-the-art facility offers a relaxing environment full of fun activities for the kids. We accept all types of insurance and have convenient payment plans available. Give us a call for a complimentary evaluation, no referral needed, or check us out on the web and make an appointment online.
Just when I thought the blizzard couldn't get any better, DQ put the blizzard inside a waffle cone. This is mind-blowing. So when DQ asked me how I would tell the world, I said... Sounds better in Italian.
Pretty impressive, Liz. Any blizzard, like confetti cake, now in a fresh-baked waffle cone. This is fan food, not fast food.
Our spotlight stories tonight are about weddings. This summer, we saw a lot of homes destroyed by fire, which means a lot of family photographs and mementos were gone too. But in the ashes of a woman's Northern California home, she found what she was desperately looking for. Reporter Justin Burke has more on the small find that some would call a miracle.
Amid so much destruction, a tiny glimmer of hope.
My wedding ring, means 40 years, means a lot for me.
Berta Cervantes had taken off her wedding ring to cook. There was no time to save it when the fire rushed in. For hours, firefighters accompanied her and her family under the setting sun, sifting through one piece of rubble at a time, until finally it appeared.
It's like I told my daughter, it's just impossible to find my ring. I was crying for hours. I thought it's impossible. And when my ring comes, thank God, my heart started pumping.
But with that miracle, so much loss. The house Berta's husband, Jose, built with his bare hands. The family's entire life savings stored in the form of jewelry and cash.
All of our pictures, our wedding dresses, all the memories, it's all gone.
All except for a little ring, now burnt and covered in ash.
But it's still okay. Still okay.
And while the family may have lost their home and their savings, they say with that one treasure, they can now begin the long process of moving on.
I mean, we were just absolutely devastated, but now, like my mom said, she's just so happy with the wedding ring, and I mean, that's just really what matters to us, is that at least we found that.
For one couple getting married, wildfire added to their ceremony. One California couple was determined and wouldn't let an 80,000-acre wildfire stop them from tying the knot.
Whatever happens is going to happen, but we are going down the aisle. It may not be this aisle here, but it will be some aisle.
Even with an 80,000-acre wildfire, they were determined to make their wedding work.
This is not something that would be abnormal for Roman and I. We're kind of fly by our seat of our pants type of people.
When flames started ripping through the Pollock Pines area last week, Jamie and her soon-to-be husband, Roman, said the wedding must go on.
We not only worried about a wedding possibly being moved or canceled, we worried about rehearsal dinners.
Jamie's identical twin sister, Julie, planned to hold a rehearsal dinner in her backyard before the King Fire forced her to leave her home.
She had to come stay with us during the evacuation, so the fire has very much impacted us. Those were the days that we were fretting a little bit with the ash and the heavy smoke.
But luckily, Julie was allowed back into her home, and the wedding plans started falling into place once again.
I'm just happy for it all to turn out the way it has.
The wedding was held in Camino, just a few miles from the King Fire.
You may kiss the bride.
Family and friends watched as the two said "I do," knowing their love for one another will outlast the fire that almost canceled their wedding.
I now present to you Mr. and Mrs. Rudy and McKenna.
My heart's full for sure.
We'll be right back after this.
What's white and yellow and red all over? If you said the local book telephone directory, the one with the purple sunset on the cover, then you're right. In print and online at statewideyp.com, it features up-to-date local maps, community information, and a calendar of events. With a restaurant dining guide with full local menus and a reverse directory, you're sure to find the number you're looking for. With the local book telephone directory, it's the best way to get the information you need. Pick up a copy of the local book today or visit statewideyp.com.
Welcome back. A Moses Lake man accused of fleeing police in a stolen car through a school zone last week was arrested early Sunday morning. Moses Lake police reportedly noticed 27-year-old Jeremy Gilbert running into an apartment in the 2100 block of West Broadway Avenue. Officers reportedly attempted to talk Gilbert out of the residence for more than 15 minutes before obtaining consent to search the home. Gilbert was allegedly found hiding under a bed and was booked into Grant County Jail. Last Wednesday, officers attempted to stop a vehicle that Gilbert was riding in, but as the driver pulled over, Gilbert allegedly forced the car into drive and pushed the driver out before fleeing. He allegedly drove at speeds of more than 80 miles per hour onto West Peninsula Drive at the same time as elementary school children were being let out of school. Gilbert was booked into jail on warrants for felony eluding, robbery, theft of a motor vehicle, reckless driving, and driving while license suspended in the 3rd degree. 2 drivers were injured Monday morning after a semi-truck hauling potatoes rear-ended a car on State Route 17 about 7 miles southeast of Othello. Francisco Cruz Bustos, a 56-year-old Quincy man, was driving a 1996 Honda Accord south on SR 17, approaching Bench Road when he reportedly slowed to make a left turn. A 1982 Freightliner semi-truck driven by Esteban Cantu, a 23-year-old Pasco man, collided with the Honda when Cantu was unable to slow down quick enough. According to the Washington State Patrol, the Freightliner then rolled onto the passenger side. Both Cruz Bustos and Cantu were taken to Othello Community Hospital with minor injuries. The State Patrol is investigating the cause of the crash. In Northwest news, people gathered Sunday morning to mark the 6-month anniversary of the deadly landslide in Oso. 43 people were swept away to their deaths after a hillside collapsed last March. Governor Jay Inslee was among the first responders, their families, and survivors that gathered for the ceremony. The remembrance came a day before the actual 6-month anniversary. A charter school suspended their football coach amidst controversy over his support of team prayer. The issue is dividing the community.
You know, here's a man who likes to pray. And I don't object to that. He can't do it with our students. That's the only prohibition.
Dr. David Baum is headmaster of Tempe Preparatory Academy, a publicly funded charter school. He recently suspended head varsity football coach Tom Britton for 2 games for violating school policy after a recent win.
And he directed a student to lead a prayer, and he joined his students in that prayer and did so in view of everyone. I think I preserve the religious freedom of our students, who have to have the liberty to be able to practice or not practice their religion on our campus without interference by adults.
But some disagree. A group of students at Friday's homecoming game hung a sign in support of Coach Britton, who's been a TPA coach for 12 years and a teacher there for 17. This former TPA parent wore his message.
I think it's outrageous. Ray Rice gets 2 games for cold cocking his fiance, and Tom Britton gets 2 games for praying.
Other parents support Baum's decision, saying Britton has been pushing his players to pray for years.
The school is not a religious school. It's a regular school. So it's against the bylaws in order for him to pray. It's not that he's a bad coach, but you have to go by the bylaws in anything that you do.
And that's going to do it for us here at I-501 News. We want to thank you for watching, and we'll see you again tomorrow.